We're back. We're back. We're back. I see the comment section already. This should be a fun show. It'll be a fun one. You know, nobody's gonna have any issues with what I'm about to say. Let me real quick the comments that are already in. Vadim asks, "What disaster strikes today? Dog, human, kid?" You want to know the truth? The controversy was Dunkin' Donuts related. So right before the show, I got to get a coffee. I tell the kids I'm going to Dunkin' Donuts. I'm going to grab a coffee because Daddy has been working nonstop 7 days a week, and I'm going to get a coffee. And I was like, "Do you guys want donuts?" And yes, of course, they want donuts. Well, they all wanted, I guess, chocolate frosted donuts. And whoever it was at Dunkin' Donuts, either my son who inputted the mobile order because he wanted to, or the people at Dunkin' Donuts, somebody messed it up. And there were 2 chocolate frosted donuts and 1 glazed donut. And that was a huge issue. It was a huge issue that has caused a lot of strife and stress. And maybe one day we'll all be able to move on. Bible Boy says the Robin propaganda show. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not going to sugarcoat what I'm going to say. You can call it propaganda. You can call it whatever the hell you want. I do not care. I do not care. Let's begin with a wholesome moment, because I saw some people say that why are the games on during the day? Why are they on the day? The ratings. In fact, my guy AJ, who's a huge supporter of the show, member of the show and everything, he said something to me in a group chat earlier, and that is the issue is the somebody said something about the volume. Hang on. Is that better? Anyhow, he said something about that because of the ratings. Am I on the right mic? Let me make sure I'm on the right mic also. Yeah, okay. We should be good now. Anyway, so the ratings. But in the summer at this time, you're going to get a lot of kids who can go out to the game. And the Sky put this out there just now. Here's Camila Cardoso. You can hear the shrieking kids.
She got it.
That's just awesome, right? Like, it's just awesome. And you see all the kids who are able to go to the game and see their favorite players and cheer on all these different things. And cool, right? Like cheering on Angel and cheering on Camilla and obviously cheering on Caitlin Clark. Like those are the moments that you live for. And I don't know about y'all, but you have to realize how big a deal that is for women's basketball, right? Like to have these women be stars. Like the Chicago Sky feel like a star level team now. Like I think you have the Fever, obviously. I think you have the Aces, obviously. I think you have the Sky and the Liberty. There's like 4 bona fide star level teams. And that's not disrespect to the Lynx, who have been great, or the Sun, who've had a good year, or the Mercury, who have to like no disrespect to any of the other teams. But it feels like those 4 teams really are on a different level. Really on a different level. And so the girls there get a chance to see her, get a chance to see Angel Reese and everything. So that is the kind of thing I love to see. I think is super cool to see. Right? Like that is amazing. And I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to watch it. Right? Like I'm happy to watch it. And I don't care what anybody thinks about what I'm going to say. I don't have any agenda. I don't dislike anybody. I don't. I'm a basketball fan my whole life. And here's the thing. Caitlin Clark's the Rookie of the Year. Not only is Caitlin Clark the Rookie of the Year, she's the best guard in the WNBA. Like, I've seen Sabrina's a hell of a guard. Great combo guard. But I saw them head-to-head the other day, and Sabrina had a tough bucket to win the game. Jackie Young is one of my favorite players as a swing player, two-way player. She might be the best two-way player in the league, as her coach, Becky Hammond, says. In the front court, obviously, there's Asia and there's everybody else, and that even includes Brianna Stewart and Nafisa. Caitlin is different. It's not about like bringing anybody down to prop anybody up. Caitlin is just different. Generational talent. She's going to be this month the first player in WNBA history to wind up averaging 20 points per game and 10 assists in a month, probably, when she gets there. She's going to be, she already had a stat line today that is better than anybody else's stat line in the history of the NBA or the WNBA in either league. She's going to lead the league in assists by the time the season is done. I have no doubt about that. She's going to lead the league in points generated. I have an article that's blown up this week about that on Women's Fastbreak on SI. I don't know which one I linked in the comments. I think I linked the Rookie of the Year one here in the description. I'm sorry. But she's going to lead the league in points generated. She's going to generate more points than anybody. She's going to have the most assists. She very well may have the most threes by the end of the year. She's top 20 in the league in points, rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals. She's the fastest player to get to 20 blocks. Like, there just ain't another rookie on her level, and that's not a disrespect to nobody else. Because she's, dare I say it, like it's Asia and Caitlin for the whole league. From what I've seen, she's the engine for the entire team offensively. It's the difference, so obviously in order to do this, I have to go into a comparison with Angel Reese. And Angel, some of the arguments have been like advanced stats, right? And I'll tell you why net rating makes no sense in this argument. It makes no sense in this argument because generally you'll look at net rating to see how a team performs with a player on the floor versus off the floor. Caitlin's never off the floor. She's never off the floor. So the net rating doesn't even matter because, hers could be whatever it is. They lost to the Liberty by 100 points earlier in the year. So that's going to negatively impact her net rating. But there's no difference between when she's on the floor or off the floor that you're looking at because she's always on the floor. So any number like that is thrown in the trash because it doesn't tell you anything. It does tell you that Angel is very valuable to her team. Like when Angel is on the floor, the Chicago Sky are a better team because Angel Reese is a very valuable player. And Angel Reese is an excellent perimeter-esque defender. Like, I don't think she's much of a interior defender. In fact, Caitlin has blocked more shots than Angel Reese so far this season. But Reese, I think, might have more steals because she's a really good on the perimeter defender. And, when you look at other things that she does, like I'm not discrediting her rebounds because rebounds give your team an extra possession, whether they're a defensive rebound, an offensive rebound, a rebound of your own miss. Doesn't matter. Another possession. And Angel has a motor. She's going and she started to shoot those middies. Like she took a couple mid-range shots in the game today. With confidence, she had a couple threes last week. Look out. Look out. But the one thing about the streak today is I think she hurt her double-double streak today. I think she did. Like retroactively, the way she stat padded in that game, it takes away from what she had done. Because Angel's too good to need to do that. She didn't need to break the record. And I heard the kids cheering, so I want to show a little grace in that regard. And I'm not mad. I don't care. It's not like it's gonna keep me up at night. It doesn't actually matter. But I think it hurt her overall accomplishment with that double-double streak because people are gonna look at the way she got that streak. And kept it going. She didn't need it. She's demanding the ball at the end of the game. When there's 10 seconds left, they're up 7. That's when you run the clock out. But even if you look at the Sky, do I believe that Angel Reese is the best player on her team? I think Kennedy Carter is the best player on the Sky. Like if I'm the other coach and I'm the other team, the player that concerns me the most on the Chicago Sky is Kennedy Carter. Again, this is not to disrespect Reese. This is different types of players. And Reese is, I wish, let me say this too. I'm glad that Reese and Clark are going to be teammates on the All-Star team. I wish Reese was on the Olympic team. I think it would be good, if her and Clark were both on the Olympic team for the growth of the game. Angel is a star in her own right, but she ain't Caitlin Clark on the court. Nobody is. Again, to me, it's Asia Wilson and Caitlin Clark right now. I don't know what else to say. Like, I get it. The Fever lost the game. Ha ha, they lost the game. Whatever. People can say what they want. Like, I think the Mystics are a better team than people give them credit for. I think that. I think their coach had a really good game plan for them. Backdoor cut. I think Christy Sides maybe overthought it a little bit in this one with the lineup change. When, to me, the easy lineup change was Hull for Lou Samuelson. And instead, she put Hull in, but kept Lou Samuelson out and took Smith out. The starting five for the Indiana Fever moving forward should be Aaliyah Boston, Melissa Smith, Lexi Hull, Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark. And Boston was in foul trouble, which hurt the Fever in this one. Mitchell was just off. And I'm not going to be mad at that. Like, Kelsey's been a bowler all year. She's a bona fide all-star. She deserves it. Really good player. Same with Aaliyah. Really good. Just not their day. A couple bounces went the wrong way. The defense didn't, whatever. And then Caitlin just tried to take the game over and almost brought them back from 21 points down basically by herself as the engine for that. So, I'm sure there'll be people that disagree or accuse me of whatever. I don't give a crap. Caitlin Clark is the Rookie of the Year. It's not close. It's not a close race. It won't be a close race. Caitlin Clark deserves to be in the MVP discussion more than she deserves to be in the Rookie of the Year discussion, because there shouldn't be a Rookie of the Year discussion. That's not even with disrespect. I know that's like how it's taken, because this whole polarization thing and like your team this or your team that. I don't give a shit. It is what it is. I'm going to tell the truth. Sorry. That's what I got. You guys can hit me up in the comments. It's going, I'm sure it's going to be pretty litty in here. I mean, I already see them. I'm just trying to process how I'm going to get through them right now. By the way, this will be the last live of the week because I have, I will be in for Mad Dog Russo tomorrow. So I'm in for Christopher Mad Dog Russo on Sirius XM from 3 to 6 tomorrow. So catch me on Sirius XM channel 82 from 3 to 6 tomorrow. Friday night, I'm on Denise Salcedo's SmackDown show. I'll also have a Fever reaction video for you on Friday. Sunday, I might be a little late on the stuff because I have a DJ gig I'm actually doing on Sunday. And if anybody wants to play fantasy football with me, there's also a link in the description for that as well. Sign up. It's a league to go head-to-head against me with the full-time fantasy guys. Have organized a league for me. I know, like, this is not a football show, but, earlier on in the beginning processes of the show, they reached out to me. And people like to play fantasy football. It's also a good way to keep building the community that we're building. So if you'd like a spot in that league, that's in the description as well. But Caitlin Clark's the Rookie of the Year. It is what it is. It's okay. I mean, in a normal year, Angel Reese would probably be the Rookie of the Year. But she's not in a normal year. She's in a Caitlin Clark year. Dino Monreed says, yep, not even close. CC for MVP. Pete P says, Robin, did you order Chinese takeout? I'm standing outside your house. I got deliveries to make, dude. I mean, my kid loves General Sal's you're not from China House down the street on Bloomfield Ave, are you? Because my son loves the General Sal's from there. Pro Charge Mopar with some emojis for me. My guy Alvin White says that's dope. I think he's referencing the video I showed at the top of the show with Camila Cardoso. By the way, we got a lot of people in here right now. That is cool. Always cool. Love you guys, for real. Like, whether you're, what do we call them, Clark Crybabies or Reese's Pieces, whatever you are, I truly, want everybody in here. And I'll respond to anybody, and have a debate with anybody. Kevin says I'm breaking the rules. I can't praise Reese and CC. Yeah, I wish Angel didn't do that. I really wish she didn't do that stat pattern crap today. Like, I think it hurt her. I do. Like, because now when you bring up the double streak, that's the first thing people are going to say. The people who want to, and I don't like discrediting people. I don't like doing it because she's earned that. I mean, there was one other time where she sort of got a free throw at the late of the game, but whatever. It wasn't what happened today. Wasn't what happened today. Vadim adds the MLB has day games and no one comments. Of course, they play 4 times as many games. Yeah, you couldn't convince me that baseball is happening right now if you tried. Dizzy Vet says the guy who had the lead was planning to dribble the ball out. All of a sudden, decided to pass the ball to Reese. He gets fouled and whatever. Somebody in here keeps. He said the same thing on Facebook. Let me find this other comment because I want to address it. Shoot, sorry, there's too many comments. I can't just sort through them. Joe says he misses me and Rucco on the radio. I used to do a show with Ryan Rucco. He was on with me in Mad Dog's spot. BT616 says, did I upgrade the camera? I don't know. Does it look better? It's the same laptop that I always use. Sides is a DEI coach. Fireside. I don't know what that means, and other than the fire part of it. Like, I don't know why she would be a DEI hire, but whatever. Look, I mean, I think the Fever have improved greatly. I think Christy Sides has made her mistakes, but I also think she's done some good things at times. I'm not willing to. We can't, like, everybody go like, oh, the Fever, they're coming together. Oh, they beat the Liberty, and then like fire Sides every time they lose a game. She's not gonna be perfect. Caitlin's thriving now. What do y'all want? They lost the game. It happens. Like, they beat the Liberty, they lost to the Mystics. If it had happened in reverse, no one would care. Like, that's the way a season shakes out sometimes. They're going to make the playoffs. The way the Fever have played, I think they're almost a lock for the playoffs because I don't think the Dream are going to pass them the remainder of the year. They've got 2 more wins than the Dream, by the way. So they're actually 2 games up in the win column. Same amount of wins as the Sky, who have 2 fewer losses. But either way, they only have to beat one of those 2 teams. Because the Mystics are 3 full games back, 3 wins back. The Fever are going to make the playoffs. DJ Notorious says Caitlin Clark is not the best guard in the WNBA, not even top 3. Do miss you and Rucco here on ESPN here. Who's better? When you say that, who's better? Shanks Pony says hi from Australia. Go CC. What up? Oh, WWR member DS says, do you think that other teams will try to copycat CT just like teams copycatted Steph? Is it possible? I mean, I think you'll see more and more players develop in that way. Same way it happened in the NBA. I never see nobody guarded like Caitlin Clark is on the men or the women's side. Like, even Steph. Steph's the closest. And Ty Lue really started that with the trapping of Steph up near half court. Ty Lue started doing that. But I don't think anybody's been trapped and blitzed and all that as much as Caitlin Clark, as a rookie especially. Alicia says, no, the Fever neither is bona fide star. They have 2 rookies on either side doing great, but that's about it. Well, I think Aaliyah Boston deserves to be in the All-Star team. I think Kelsey Mitchell deserves to be on the All-Star team. I could certainly make an argument that Kennedy Carter also deserves to be on the All-Star team. Darnell says Angel Reese is the front runner. No, she's not. I mean, that's just statistically inaccurate. Let me look it up. Where are we at with the odds? But, when you look at front runners, where am I going to go? I'm going to go to the betting odds, right? I'll tell you what the Rookie of the Year odds for the WNBA are right now. They better not have them all hidden like they do sometimes, because they're not as stupid promos they're trying to get me to sign up for. Hold on. Where are the futures? Where's my man AJ at? Because DraftKings does not have the futures listed here. What about FanDuel? Let me just Google it. Might be faster. WNBA Rookie of the Year odds. All right, this is from a couple days ago. But even then, Clark was minus 700 to Reese's plus 380, which makes Clark a runaway favorite. The runaway front runner. So you can't say Reese is the front runner when by the best way to measure something like that, she's clearly not. BT616 says, Asia and Caitlin stop. Asia is on another level. She's top 3 in points, blocks, and rebounds. Well, look, Asia's the MVP and the best player in the league. But she's the only player I'm comfortable saying right now is ahead of Caitlin, for sure. That's it. Ransom says, Reese never broke the record. She ended with 9 rebounds against Seattle, and they went back and gave her a rebound for catching the ball out of bounds. I don't even care. I'm not going to go and take things away from her. She just hurt herself by stat padding at the end of that game. She hurt herself. Because now that's the type of comments you're going to see about what she did. It's the truth. It can hurt. You guys cannot like it. That's the truth. I'm sorry. And, I would say that about anybody. Right? I would say that about... If LeBron James had done that, people would go into a complete seizure to hate on him. My man Elder Lane from Facebook, I disagree, but I'm putting your comment on the screen because I appreciate your support and you always being active on my page. Sydney Hudson says, kids games, that's what the video at the beginning was for. They do them early for the kids. Joseph Park says the video of Seattle game getting the 10th rebound out of bounds. Is that a thing? I haven't seen it. Somebody send it to me. But it doesn't. Who cares? Those things happen. If they randomly gave her a rebound that she's out, so what? It was what it might have been a mistake. It's not a conspiracy. This would be much worse than that. What she did today is much worse than that. In my opinion. If they made a mistake, so what? Ernesto says, I think he meant to say, really, Robin, you think, but having a straight hand stack record. Yeah. Well, here's the difference, Ernesto. That was for the record. I wouldn't have had an issue, honestly, with Reese's thing today if it was for the record. She already had the record. That, to me, is the issue. She didn't need to do that. Would you return to ESPN as an analyst? Says DS. I would love to see you on Get Up and First Take. If they're going to pay me, I would return to ESPN as an analyst. In fact, I have had a lot of people noticing what I'm doing, which is a good thing. The website, please, if you haven't, check out Women's Fastbreak on SI. But as we speak, there are twice as many people on that site as have ever been on that site before. This channel had 1.7 million views last month. It's already up over 500,000 views for this month. I had somebody reach out to me about something today. So the long answer to your question is Yes, of course. But I will be on for Mad Dog, the legend. I'm filling in for the legend tomorrow on Sirius from 3 to 6. I can barely talk. I run myself through I don't, you guys don't see the behind the scenes, but I worked myself into dust last week while everybody else was celebrating the 4th of July. I worked myself into dust. And I don't recall the last day off I've had where I didn't do something. We're talking months. Mr. M says, here we go with the lame stat pad argument. Bro, y'all find stuff to nitpick. Backhanded compliments can't hide the bias. Not bias. It's what happened. Did you watch the game? It's what happened. It's not a backhanded compliment. I'm not nitpicking. It was blatant stat padding. About as bad as I've ever seen before in any sport. I've never seen anyone demand the ball with 10 seconds left up 7 so that they could score a basket. I don't think I've ever seen that. I watched a lot of basketball in my life. Dan, this was the comment I was looking for. My argument, Daniel, is not her against her demanding the ball. I'd love to see her demand the ball. I'd love to see her shoot the open shot. I'd love to see her assert herself more. Angel's going to be a tremendous player. It's demanding the ball when you're up 7 with 10 seconds left. Most people, that's when people start fights. We hear about it all the time when you see somebody steal the ball and go lay it up when their team's already up, and then the other in the NBA, the guy goes and shoves them. That's what that was. T Dollar says it is close. I don't think so, but whatever. I mean, look, you're allowed to have your position and argument, and whatever you want. I guess Caitlin passed Reese in steals today. Nancy says Sides won't put a winning team on the floor. She will play Wheeler and Samuelson because she wants friends, not players. Well, I don't have a problem with Wheeler or Samuelson getting minutes, but Hull should start over Samuelson. Wheeler's the backup guard. Christy Wallace is the one who should not ever see the floor. Never. Bryce Smith, tough loss for the Fever. It certainly was. What am I making up, Christopher? Honestly, you guys can say stuff and then don't say what I'm making up. What up, Bryce? I agree. Kennedy Carter's a hooper. Best player on the team, in my mind. The best player on the Chicago Sky is Kennedy Carter. I'm not friends with Mad Dog. I work on his radio station. I've met him one time. Kevin's always an awesome hype man. Appreciate that, dude. Articles been fire. Let me know what you would like to see over there too. I pump out the news stuff, but then I try to do the analysis stuff too, and rankings and all that. As much as one human being can possibly do. Like I said, if you're an aspiring writer or a writer and would like a crack, I'm going to need help there as well. So click on the link in the description below. If you'd like to play fantasy football against me, that is also in the link in the description below. And that is it's a 150 league, I think. So it's 1,000 to the winner, 500 to second place. And I think the winner, if you score the most points of anybody in the respective leagues, you also qualify for a grand prize to add to that too. But yeah, check out the website in the description below. Ryan Rucco just texted me something, but I don't know if I got to be careful with his opinions on stuff because I don't want to share them without his permission, given the role that he has. David White says CC effective field goal percentage is 51% and Angel Reese is 42.3%. Well, yeah, Angels. I mean, Caitlin is different. Hood Show Media. Robin, tell your Jay-Z story if you have a moment. It's my favorite. What up, Jonathan? Jonathan Hood, right? We've done a couple shows together. You can catch, he does radio in Chicago, I believe, and he's on Busted Open. Shout out to the Busted Open fam. I do the SmackDown show with Denise on Fridays. Jay-Z story. Let me take your comment away for just a second and take this banner away for just a second. You can see the 444 album cover up there. I'm a big Jay-Z fan. Let me go back and find Jonathan's comment again if I can. So many comments, guys. This is incredible. Like, it's impossible for me to keep track. I'm sorry. I want to put his comment back up so you can see the context of what I'm talking about when I'm saying this Jay-Z story. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I want to say this is Blueprint 3 era Jay-Z, which was like 2009. It was LeBron James was still on the Cavs for the first time. So I covered the Knicks for ESPN New York, and I would go to like every home game, and I had a press credential, and there was back-to-back games where the Knicks played the Lakers and the Cavaliers. First game, Lakers, Kobe Bryant has 61 points. He scored 60-something points in that game. And then the next game is against LeBron and the Cavs, and LeBron has a 50-point triple-double in the game. And Jay-Z was there to watch the second game, and he probably was there for both games, but I didn't see him in the first game. And MSG, they might have changed it by now, but they used to have a freight elevator that everybody had to take, to get in and out of the building if you weren't taking the stairs. So a lot of times I would be in that elevator with celebrities, but usually it was packed to the brim. This time it was me, my guy, Jared Bodden, and Hove. That's it. And the guy who was operating the elevator. Three of us in the elevator. And I had known that Watch the Throne, the record Jay was doing with Kanye, was going to drop because, it had been talked about. This was Jay had dropped Blueprint 3. Ye had dropped My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. And Watch the Throne was on the way. So I asked Jay in the elevator, hey, like to make small talk, when's Watch the Throne coming out? And he said, when it's done, like typical Jay-Z laugh. We get out of the elevator. I actually stopped to ask and take a picture because I've never done that before, really. But I got a picture. I have a photo. I have a blurry photo of myself and Jay-Z. If I was smart, I would have it saved to some sort of album, but I don't see it. I don't see it here in a quick search of my phone. But I do have a photo of myself and Jay-Z from that moment. And that is my Jay-Z story. Let's see if my phone recognizes Jay-Z. If I search it. It does, but not that photo. It's got pictures of me at the Book of Hove Museum and various other moments, but I don't see my side-by-side. Nonetheless, it exists. And that is my story. Hope I told it and did it justice for you, Jonathan. Who else we got? Dino says, brilliant game from CC. Imagine if they completed the comeback. Mr. M says, who's going to mention Stab heading at the end of the season? Well, I think it hurts her. I think it hurts. I think it honestly directly hurts Angel Reese's double-double streak because people will think about that. Because that really, what's the argument for Angel Reese in the Rookie of the Year thing, the double-double streak? That's what there's not really any other argument. And it hurts it. Bryce says not even close right now for CC as MVP, maybe a few years later. No, not maybe a few years now. Next year, whenever, Asia's the MVP, rightfully so. The MVP favorite, rightfully so. Caitlyn belongs with anybody else in the discussion. Anybody else. We don't have to wait, but because she's a rookie, it is what it is, guys. Peterman says, Robin, about to tell y'all Caitlin Clark is better than Michael Jordan at this rate. She's the Michael Jordan of her sport. She is. If you were going to cast a Space Jam 3, who would you cast to star in it? Caitlin freaking Clark. Truth. Truth. Unaided Foot 3531 says, been fun season. That last quarter was amazing. Certainly was. I'm not going back and discrediting Angel Reese's rebounds from other games, by the way. Ghost of Reason says, y'all are so biased, it's actually pathetic. Bunch of crybabies about to do a live responding to you in Mixed Talk Sports. Everybody check out Ghost of Reason's live when he does it, responding to me and whoever Mixed Talk Sports is. I'm sure he's good too. Check it out. I'm not hating on nobody, man. I want to blow your up too. Everybody watch Ghost of Reason after this. Thank you for being in here. What is biased about what I'm saying? Like, other than you like one player more than the other, what is biased about it? Somebody, please inform me. I'm trying to get through so many comments. Samantha says, I have to credit Angel for what she's accomplished. It's impressive, but when you compare her impact on the game to Cece's, you're right. It's a clear choice. Yes, exactly. That perfectly said. Thank you, Samantha. Just shut up, says Michael Clark. Not going to happen, buddy. What are you doing in here? Facts are facts. I don't know what facts we're talking about, but agreed. Facts are facts. The league is doing great. We should enjoy it. I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying this. Broken our record for concurrence in a stream, by the way, so far today. I've got the most concurrent viewers on Women's Fast Break on SI and the most concurrent people in this live stream right now. Zora Riku says Carter didn't want to pass the ball. Carter passed the ball to Mabry and decided to help Reese out, but Carter refused. Yeah. You know what, Mo? Let me highlight your comment here. I'm an Angel Reese fan, but as long as Caitlin is consistent and plays like she did today, she's the rookie of the year. Thank you. Doesn't mean you don't like Angel Reese anymore, or you can't support Angel Reese anymore. And it doesn't mean Angel Reese is not having an impressive season. Yeah, Caitlin is the only player in the league in the top 5 in points, rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals. Not to mention 3-pointers made. And no, it's not a Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. It's they're only together because they've been the 2 best rookies. You are just a Clark fan. They lost to the worst team, and the Mercury and Liberty threw those games. Oh, yeah. I'm the one who's not thinking clearly. Yeah, the other teams threw the games, and the only one that counts is the one that they lost. But I'm the one not thinking clearly. Kim Kelly says, I think Kennedy should be on the All-Star team. Yeah, she's earned it, I think. I'm with you. Coffee Cat says, what impressed me was Lexi Brown saying Cece was number 1 on scouting reports. I figured as much with how she is defended, but it is still impressive that a rookie is the focus of other teams. Lexi Brown, by the way, quick shouts to her. I know she's dealing with Crohn's disease, and she's been out. I hope she's doing okay. It's a more recent diagnosis, but hits home for me. My oldest has Crohn's disease. Very young, we found out, which is a good thing. But he's in treatment for it. It's been a heavy thing in this household. Anytime, I think about my kids and I can break into tears. But special shout out to Lexi. I hope she's doing well in that regard. I read an article on her today that, she needed to take some time off to get herself right. Sorry. Pete, I don't forget that. I have an article on that that's been the most successful article I've ever written, I think. So, the tweet is viral. You can check it out. I could have put it in the description, but how am I hating? What do you like? Point out how I'm hating besides just using the word hating. If you can do that, then I'll deal with it. Close quarter said Wallace had a layup to hit the bottom of the rim. She had 2 really bad plays in the game today. Good luck with Australia. Miss Elaine 121 says, I'd rather have players score in the last 10 seconds than just stand there with the ball and dribble at the time. That's just my personal preference. Fair enough. But it's not the way that basketball has always been played. Or the sportsmanship aspect of the game has generally been played. Cindy says, I don't trash other players because someone I like loses. I don't make up stuff either. Me either. Thank you. Tate Boogie says, best player on the Fever is AB. You're entitled to your opinion. I disagree. But I love Aaliyah Boston. Seems like a genuinely terrific person and is a very good basketball player as well. Jake says, you mean Caitlin Clark is padding her assist? That is why she passes the ball. No, she passes the ball because she sees. What are we talking about? She's padding her assist by passing the ball. Shapiro Production says your take the other day about CC rebounds in connection with wins is true. Article on Women's Fast Break on SI on that, and a video in the YouTube channel on that below if you want to check that out. Basically, there was actually somebody on Twitter, I think Rick Dullard, I think is his name. He pointed out to me, but when Caitlin Clark has at least 8 rebounds, the Fever are 7-0 on the season. Oh, wow. We got a lot of people on Twitter in here today, too. We're going brazy. Is that a word? I think that's one of those slang words now. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. That CC behind the back pass to Smith was fire. It was. Ryan Rucco is the man. He's a great play-by-play announcer. Great. Thank you, Dreamcatcher, who says they appreciate my knowledge. Thank you. Richard C says CC's numbers speak for themselves. I don't know what people are saying. We're not using the word thug on this channel in, it's code word. For none of that stuff. I'm not doing the race stuff anymore. I'm not doing it's basketball. We're talking about basketball. No unnecessary hates coming in here. Just talk about basketball. Everything else, stop with the nonsense. Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate you recognize that. Posey says that I think that the role of rookie year should also recognize a player's character. No. Sorry, no. I'm not doing a character conversation or comparison between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. That is irrelevant. Caitlin Clark's a better basketball player. Jerome says anything is possible. We haven't even hit the halfway mark yet. Is she far off? Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's going to be close. I know it's a fun conversation and everything. I think Caitlin Clark is the runaway rookie of the year by the time the year is done. Because I think the argument is more like, again, she belongs in the most valuable player conversation before she belongs in the rookie of the year conversation. Five more turnovers. That's not many. How many assists she had? She had more than 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. That's very good. The turnovers is nonsense also. Nonsense. Luka Doncic led the league in turnovers for the NBA. LeBron James is the all-time leader in turnovers. Edward T says Juju in my Space Jam 3. I love Juju, and I'm hoping to boost her up too, but she's not there yet. I have not met LeBron before, DS. I've been in the same room as LeBron. Sorry, still trying to get through. There are so many comments. So many comments. Mick Talk Sports went from 2,000 subs to 20K in the month or so. Irish dude, he's good. Well, support him too if he's good. I'm not hating on nobody. Do your thing. And Ghost of Reason too. Go check out Ghost of Reason's live whenever he starts it. Nancy says it's about getting. I don't know. Look. Let me be fully honest with you and transparent. It's about getting clicks with me too, because in order for things to grow, I need people to watch and consume and digest the content. But I'm not going to shamelessly go after clicks. I am going to try to do my best to present a reasoned, comprehensive, fair view with integrity, in my opinions. And I'm not just randomly chasing clicks. I am presenting the topics that I think are of interest to the most people. I may frame a headline, whatever, in a certain way that hopefully piques your interest, but I'm not going to shamelessly sell myself out for clicks. I don't know Mick, so I'm not saying he does that, but it just popped up on the thing, and I just want to, I'm never going to lie to the audience, ever. I will never lie to y'all. Sometimes I'll be too honest. Down to Earth Production says Clark isn't clearly the rookie of the year. Her and Reese are neck to neck. It can go either way. I don't think so. I don't think it's neck to neck. Matt LeBlanc's the guy from Friends, right? AR cheater. She's not a cheater. Stat padding is not cheating. There's a difference. You got to be careful with your words. Words have meanings. Timothy McMillan says, during the All-Star game, Reese will be Batman and Caitlin will be Robin. Disagree, but whatever. Caitlin's the one with the ball in her hands. She's Batman. Joseph Diaz says, look, this is a game of points, right? CC is leading in this category. Most points and assists by anyone, not just the rookies. It's the only real stat that matters. Yeah, that's, I think, why my post blew up. Kayla Mendenhall says, the scary thing is CC still has so many things she can add to her bag. DS says, what if the W turns into the NBA? All threes and layups. That's a good point. It's something. One of the things I find appealing about WNBA basketball is that it does remind me of the basketball I grew up with. While on the men's side of things, it's like a 3-point contest nowadays. And so many blowouts. It's almost cartoonish what goes on. And I think, now, will that happen slowly but surely? It's going to happen in the WNBA. But I think in some ways the biological differences between men and women change that a little bit. And there's a more of an emphasis on bigs in the WNBA than there is in the NBA nowadays. There's more of an in-between game that's happening. Clark obviously has changed like the dynamics of where people shoot from and all that. And Sabrina can really shoot too. But Alvin says, do you think today was the CC best game that she's played in the W so far? Not necessarily, no. The fourth quarter might have been the best quarter she's played, but I don't know if it was even the best game she's played. Mr. M with a bunch of other nonsense. Bro, what? You keep barking on how basketball is played. You're biased because you can't accept that her streak is still going. Who cares if her streak is we all know how she got her streak. I know it really hurts because your girl lost all that jelly no toast. No, it doesn't hurt. I'm not hurt. I'm not hurt. Look at my face. Not hurt. It is what it is, bro. Tiffany and Company says also it doesn't make sense when the 6-foot guard has more rebounds than the 6'6" and 6'4" post. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not saying that nobody's helping her get rookie records. Caitlin's doing what she's doing. DH, thank you, Robin. No biggest allowed. Absolutely, never. I want everybody in here. Clark, Crybabies, Reese's Pieces, whatever Asia Avengers, whatever. Every basketball fan, people that don't like basketball, whatever, whoever wants to join is welcome. Whether you're black, white, anything in between, gay, straight, you are welcome. We are all here for a good discussion, and we're not going to hate on anybody. We can disagree. We can argue. All those things, but I'm not going to allow any hateful nonsense. Clark only plays one side of the ball. She's the fastest guard in history to 20 blocks. She's got more block shots than Angel Reese, more steals than Angel Reese. What phantom padded? Oh, if I dismiss... No. So I'm not... Look, I'm not even dismissing what... We all saw what Angel did today. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. I'm not even... Turnovers do matter. Some of them are bad. But... The turnover thing is just being used as a crutch for haters because turnovers, high usage players turn the ball over. That's how it works. Caitlin will cut her turnovers over time. She's also going to lead the league in assists by a mile. In fact, I think Caitlin Clark will have more assists than any player in WNBA history has in a season this year. Not just like for rookies. When I look at the trajectory she's on and the total, Caitlin Clark will probably break the record for assists in a season this year. And turnovers. Can you relate? Says Caitlin is playing chess while everyone is playing checkers. After the All-Star break, there will be no more convo about Rookie of the Year. Posey says, so Robbie, you don't believe that a player's character and how they are impacting the game as a whole is not a factor in being considered Rookie of the Year? Just curious. I'm new to this league. No, I don't think it should be a factor in Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year is a basketball award. Rookie of the Year goes to the best basketball player who happens to be a rookie. It can be a factor in how much you like a particular player, how much you think a particular player is an ambassador for the game, all those things. But no. Dustin Molina says media just hyping Angel to keep the narrative and talk going. No one truly believes this is close. Yeah, I mean, there's as a great philosopher once said, there's levels to this. The Golden Girls, Angel Reese affects winning. CC losing with numbers like in college. Don't they have the same number of wins, both teams? In fact, the Sky, I believe, might be off to a worse start than they were last year versus the Fever, who are doing better than they did last year. And if you're going to try to use facts, at least have them correct. Y'all don't come to play with me, yo. Like, Shade says CC limited Wilson basketball already out of stock. Look, yeah. I mean, there's no question about Caitlin Clark impact off the floor and the economics and all that. Down to Earth says Clark doesn't lead the league in points. Points generated, meaning the points that she's either scored or that have been scored off of her assists. She in fact does lead the WNBA in points generated. I like Cindy. She's always got my back. All right, where are we at? Erwin Deutsch says, I know you say we shouldn't belittle AR, but just because no one accomplished this double-double streak, why is it so important as that? I think an assist double-double is a greater accomplishment. Well, look, a points and assists double-double inherently has more value than a points and rebounds double-double because a rebound is an extra possession. An assist is points. You don't know if the points came off of the extra possession. With that said, what Angel Reese has done has never been done before. So the fact that it has never been done before makes it noteworthy. It does. Like otherwise we're hating, and I'm not hating. Sabrina is an awesome shooter. Sabrina's a hell of an all-around player. Oh my goodness. I'm trying, guys. Warren P says AR showed poor sportsmanship. She chose her stats over doing it the right way. I think that was a mistake by Angel. Is it a big deal? No, it's not a big deal. Does it really matter? No, it's not a big deal. Like, am I going to lose sleep over it? No, whatever. But I do think it hurt her. I do think it hurt her because her biggest argument was the double-double streak, and she sort of shamelessly kept it going when she already had the record. That's the other part of it. Like, if it was one thing if she was going for the record, she already had the record. Jenny Ortiz says, any thoughts on sides? Like, does she know how to coach or no? I think, look, I think sides, if you were to evaluate this Fever team from where they were at the beginning of the season to where they are now, has done a pretty good job. She is not flawless. I think she overthought it today with the starting lineup double change in this way. It should have just been Hull in for Lou Samuelson, but I think she figured that out in the second half, and my bet is she'll figure that out going forward. She's also figured out how to get Caitlin going. We're seeing Caitlin go. This is a team that has had 13 wins last year. They already have 9 so far this season. They're going to be in the playoffs. They're 6-4 over their last 10 games. I don't think Christy Sides is a perfect coach, but I don't think she's as bad as some fans make her out to be. And I think she does know how to coach overall. Franklin Hurley says, every 12-year-old knows Caitlin is the best of all time. Lance asked if Sky and the Fever both make the playoffs. How does the seeding work? So yeah, the top 8 teams make the playoffs. So right now they would both be in the playoffs. It's going to be between those two and the Dream for the last playoff spot. Ooh. Nobody's beat me up, Cindy, but thanks again for sticking up for me. Chase K says Caitlin leads the whole league in points contributed, leads in assists per game, leads all guards and rebounds per game and blocks per game. If her team was better, she'd probably be an MVP candidate. I think she should be an MVP candidate now. In fact, I'd go Asia and then Caitlin in that order. Like, if I'm being real. What about the Liberty Hogboss 337? What about the game against the best team in the league? Or the game against Diana Taurasi? What about those 2 games? Do they count? Just asking. Smoking on top 5s tonight. Again, y'all don't need to play with me. Bryce Smith, Hull changed the flow of the game around for sure. She's good. She needs to be the 5th starter. No questions asked. Yes, Lil Panda. I think the Fever will still make the playoffs. June Holloway says I need to block. I'm trying to keep up. Kevin's saying he can't send a super chat for some reason. Kevin Zwicker, but asking if I could plug his new channel, the Fast Count. That is his new wrestling channel. I've advised him to start his own thing. We've advised him, myself and AJ, and he took the initiative. And he has a Fast Count channel that I will be appearing on. So everybody find Kevin and follow his channel. Kevin, just drop the link in the chat, even if it's not a super chat. Where are we at? I think I might have almost made it to the bottom. Did I make it to the bottom? I did it. Whoo! Wow, guys. It's an achievement. I scrolled through all those comments to get to where we are right now. Thank you all for joining this show. Holy crap. We still got a lot of concurrence in here. My goodness. I was about to sign off, but there's a lot of y'all in here. Check me out, Mad Dog Sports Radio tomorrow, 3 to 6, Channel 82, Sirius XM. Women's Fastbreak on SI. Link in the description. All sorts of articles there. Denise Salcedo's SmackDown show Friday. If you want to play in Fantasy Football League against me, that's in the description below as well. Thanks, Vadim. Carla, stats don't lie. CC's she is. I mean, I don't know how else you want me to put it. Like, I mean, again, like I could if it wasn't for these stupid like whatever other dynamics that are going on here and at play, like if I were to say one player was doing better than another player in another league, no one would care or like accuse me of bias. Thank you, Playmakers Blog. Appreciate it. Vibing here. Look, hopefully I'm a reflection of my audience. I think we've curated a nice community, a good audience in here. You'll get some shit stirs every now and again, but for the most part, I think the people in the comments section contribute positively to this show. And, you know, look, it means I've been busting my tail. That is the God's honest truth. I've been busting my tail. So to see it pay off and to see the audience that I've got in the I should switch up which article I got in here, but the one on the Caitlin Clark leading the league in points generated right now has tons of people on it at the same time. You know, just amazing what you guys have done and helped me do on this show. Yeah. Please click the like button, subscribe, all those good things. If you comment later, I'll try to get back to you, as many of you as possible. I don't think there should be a co-rookie of the year. I mean, I think Caitlin's clearly the rookie of the year, but that's okay. Catherine Garcia, first time listening to your show live. Like that you were to the point and don't allow any hate. Good vibes in here. Appreciate y'all. For real. Yeah, Playmakers. Any advice for any new upcoming sports media podcasters? Do it. Figure out your voice. Do it. Figure out your voice. Send me something. If you want me to send me something, I'll be happy to take a look at it and give you my honest feedback. Kyle says, great positive journalistic commentary. Appreciate that. Look, I haven't seen enough of Cooper Flag, but as a Brooklyn Nets fan, I like what I've seen. I want to see like how much actual like shot creation he can do for himself, but in everything else, he's real good. Edward T says Robin is one of the few CC fans that try to be unbiased. Well, look, I mean, I didn't even start as a CC fan. When I started talking about CC is when this community started to grow. And as a basketball fan, as a fan of sports, like, how could you not be a CC fan? Like, that's to me, like, the other side of it. Like, you watch her play and you're not a fan? Do you like basketball? Like, honest question. That is an honest question I would have to anybody who watches Caitlin Clark play and doesn't like her. Like, do you like basketball? Thank you, Carla. Yeah, look, new June 30th fever game versus Phoenix. People mad. Coach took CC out of the game, 1 rebound away from triple-double. What's the difference if CC wants the same thing? Well, first of all, she was taken out of the game. Second of all, a rebound, like you get a rebound, it happens in the course of a game. The problem with what Angel did today, and again, it's not a big deal. I'm not mad. But the problem with it, and why I think it hurts her double-double streak in the eyes of people, is she was demanding the ball to score with 10 seconds left and her team up 7 in a situation where you run the clock down. Appreciate you, Posey. Heart and Soul says, Sabrina currently the better scorer, but CC the better passer. But eventually CC will also become the better scorer. I think CC's the better scorer now, too, to be honest with you. You got to remember that CC is getting, like, crazy defensive schemes thrown her way. Crazy. What defensive gap, Ty Boogie? Again, Caitlin has more blocks and more steals. Angel's a terrific defensive player, too, but I don't think it's like I don't think Caitlin's like some liability on defense. Shadow says, once CC gets her legs back, today's stat line will be average for her. I mean, you can be happy for Reese. That's fine. I'm just telling you what I think, man. Like, you can like it or hate it, whatever. Like, do with it what you wish. But I'm just telling you what I think. Guyana spectator. Of course, CC is the rookie of the year, no question. Thank you, Michael. That's what or is it Mikel? That's what I just said, right? Oh, all right. All right. I think that'll do it for me, guys. I mean, the concurrents are still going crazy, but I can't stream all night. I've been working every damn day. So I appreciate all of y'all. This will be the last live probably for the week because I am on the radio tomorrow from 3 to 6 for Mad Dog, but I'll be back next week with lives. The channel will be populated. In the meantime, please check out Women's Fast Break on SI. Please check out my show I do with Denise on Fridays, SmackDown Reaction Show. Mad Dog, like I said, tomorrow. If you want to join the Fantasy Football League, that's in the description below. DS, will CC ever score 50 in a game? Yes. Yes. June, back to work. Good luck at work, June. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Bryce. Thank you, Timothy. Thank you, PB Shake Gains. Is that peanut butter shakes that you're having? Thank you, Cindy. You're the best. All right, guys. That'll do it for me. Until next time. Yee.